don't speak Japanese like two of my other junior buddies that went. I'm a manga and anime fan, like many of these other people too. So, just like Dryden, I worked at the Mitsubishi Electric Advanced Technology R&D Center, located in Nagasaki, as Dryden already told you. Same here as all the others do. The dorm was really nice, much better than I expected. Like the small cozy room, but it had, you know, a place where I could cook food, even though I didn't really cook for myself. It had its own bathroom, and there was 3 laundries too, which was also nice. The dorm also provided food for us, like to eat. Very good food, surprisingly too. Daily weekday life, I guess that's pretty much what you expect from a normal job. Wake up in the morning, get back down at 5 or 6 p.m. There was, like at our particular place, Ryan and I's place, there were a lot of other interns from other countries, which perhaps the others didn't have. So we got to meet people from all sorts of other countries too, and had lots of fun with those. So now, I guess I'll talk about my work project. My work project was about trying to model the how real life doesn't go as planned for when we create printed circuit boards. Because when we make printed circuit boards, we have all these components on the board, and we assume that the wires in between the components are ideal and they don't do anything, but in fact they do stuff. They have capacitances and inductances and a bit of resistance that we all want. And when we have very specific specifications that we need to meet, these little imperfections can cause some things that we really don't want. And so if we model these characteristic impedances, then we can significantly speed up our production of whatever we're making, because then we don't have to create as many physical models and test them out. So, yeah, in particular, I simulated the characteristic impedances for power supply filters, which I cannot show you because it's confidential. But here's PCB from the internet just for them. So, after I did that, I also had a second section of my work project, which was to model IGBT, which is an insulated gate bipolar transistor, which is used in electronics as a switch. And well, just like these IGBTs also have some real-world imperfections, like when they switch between on and off states, they have the transients that can harm or that can introduce a lot of noise into the circuit or harm the IGBT if the voltages go too high. So also model that so that we can stick in a circuit modeler and hopefully create a better circuit more easily. So these are my coworkers. This was taken in the company actually, but because of that, we had to take off the edges of the picture so that you don't see the actual company workplace, because that's confidential. But it was very interesting to have like these uniforms there. Never wore uniforms before for anything. So now for the fun part again. So trains go everywhere really, because the plant's a pretty small place and the trains are really great. They're actually on time. Like over here, they're really clean and fast too. So got to visit all the places I really wanted to. One of the interesting things that I did was go to onsens, which are basically just big public bathhouses. And well, they're interesting being completely naked with strangers, not something that you usually experience over here. So another interesting cultural aspect that we got to see was that for the escalators, there's a side for standing and a side for walking. So usually the side for walking is open up if you do want to go to the bathroom and go up quickly. Also, another interesting thing was that there were vending machines pretty much at every corner in the big cities. Thought that was really amazing. then food models everywhere in the universal stores. So now this is my food section. So just got to see a whole bunch of different food, taste a lot of different things. This is the fish market in Osaka. Surprisingly open to visitors, but just got to walk around there as long as we don't interfere with their business proceedings. Just pretty much get what we want in all these big tunas. Then tried the Kobe beef. They use Kobe beef in Kobe. Really good, worth a try. I also tried the food in the beef. Lots of nice sweets over there. Also lots of different ramen if you're a fan of ramen. These bowls of rice and lots of other stuff on top. The dish. Also best thing about, well, the thing that I liked most about sushi over there was all the fatty tuna that is really hard to find here. All of these are surprisingly tuna, despite they're very different in colors compared to the tuna we usually see. They taste a lot better than the tuna here. So, final remarks. Many people speak English. It's a very safe place in Japan, I feel. Although there are a lot of federal rules, like talked about that, and then there's also the confidentiality at the company, which I guess is one thing that I didn't like so much, but everything else was great. And Japan was very kind in general. So, very fun experience. I really recommend it. So even if you don't know very much Japanese, like all of us only took elementary Japanese with I-5, so really highly recommend it. And I'd like to also thank all the people who made this possible. Thanks Cindy, thanks Simone, and thanks to Hirata Sensei and all the people that I worked with.
It looks like we might have time for questions. If any potential interns want to ask our current interns anything? I think you have to be able to have had some exposure to Japanese. I think there was someone who went to knew Japanese very well because he had learned it in high school, but had not taken it here. Is that right? But basically, I think you expect people to be in Japanese courses.
Yeah, if you can live in Japan, some people can live without knowing much of the Japanese language, but you have to know the culture, so it's really difficult to say how much you have to know. Okay, well, I recommend you have plenty time from now to the next year to go to Japan, right? So you still can start getting that.
Other questions? Of course, you can always approach the interns on your own and talk to them, email them, or text them, or whatever. But is there anything else anyone wants to ask in public? If you have a question in your mind, probably someone else has it too. Okay. Well then, there's a moment.
Before you leave, potential students, I need to facilitate that. So please fill it out. If you don't have a pen, we have it right here. So please fill it out and return to this table or me before you leave.
Thanks everybody for attending.